My name is Bora Gulari. I am the U.S. Olympic representative in the Nacra 17. I find myself in wonderful Milwaukee, Wisconsin. What I've learned in the last year that's really important about sailing the Nacra 17. I have gone full circle. There was ability to add lots of lift and take lots of lift off and get experience in wind and get experience in light air and sort out what was fast. Initially, I had the boat sailing with quite a bit of lift, and trying to get to grips with that was a little bit tough. And it was twofold. A little bit of the teamwork between the crew and the skipper was new, and that was tough to get to grips with what exactly to do with the main sheet to help balance out the boat when you're on the teeter-totter effectively was a little bit new to deal with. And then also the spinnaker halyard of all things. It was so important to get the spinnaker halyard and spinnaker trim right when you were in this foiling setup. So it was all kind of a learning experience, and I wasn't doing as good of a job as I really hoped initially. Like when we were doing, I had moments of full foiling, and there was other moments like this is a little bit dangerous in a regatta situation, because the downside of having a bad crash would lead to a capsize. Went to Europe after we won the trials. Actually, during the trials, I got a little bit nervous and got conservative, and I took lift off the boat. Sailed in Europe with less lift on the boat for a while, and finally I said, you know what, this is freaking stupid. I watched some of the other good guys, like they are sailing with more lift than I have. I have a foiling background. This is dumb. I'm going to sail with as much lift as humanly possible, and I'm going to find a way to deal with it. So that was kind of a little bit of another turning point. Now you just man up or woman up in terms of the crew and sail with lots of lift and figure out how to deal with it. I mean, as soon as there's any sort of breeze, it's just we spend a lot of the time like out of the water and just getting good at dealing with it. The trunks in the boat are quite a bit bigger in certain dimensions than the foils themselves, so you can move the angles that the foils are seeing the water to. In between tow-in, cant, and rake, you can have a pretty big effect on what the overall lift of the package is. You sail the Nacra 17 now, as soon as you have enough power to get two people trapezing, both boards down, you get the lift, you end up sailing deeper with a little bit more apparent. Add forward rake on the tips of the boards, so they are generating, there's more horizontal, or the tips are at a larger angle to the flow. You add cant to the boards, so there's more horizontal surface. And you end up towing in the boards, so the leading edges are closer together than the trailing edges, so in a way the boat acts like a watermelon seed and has to pop up. So it's a combination of those three. You can definitely push it harder, just as long as you don't push it too hard and end up with a big splat or crash. I mean, sometimes you splat with no big deals, but as long as you don't have the big crash. The rudders on the Nacra 17 do not have lifting surfaces at this point. That'd be wonderful, but for this quad they do not. So it's quite exciting sometimes. There's a big dance going on.